Okay, welcome back. I am going to put the engine in the frame now, but before I do that, I'm going to kind of try to cover up as much as possible the frame, just so that I don't really kind of mess it up. I have the bolts. Well, the engine mount's done already, and they've been cleaned up. And we are going to just try to make it as easy as possible getting in. Obviously, I don't have the cylinder heads on it or the cylinders. I'm going to do that later on. And I mean, really, right after I install this and I put the transmission on, going to work on the cylinders at that point. So it is, and I understand that I'm going to nick up the paint a little bit. You always do. But I am going to try to minimize it as much as possible. And I'm going to keep these on until I actually even bolt on the transmission. So here we go. Okay, it went very well, actually. So it just slides down just ever so slightly. Okay, so we are missing the two spacers, and I'll show you what they look like. These two spacers right here, these are the large ones for the transmission. And here are the two small ones. So give me a minute, I'm going to clean them up. So I have everything installed on for the steering. Everything really looks good. The steering lock works. Everything is nice and tight up there. I mean, I've got grease absolutely everywhere on these things. These are the absolute mess to work with. So don't really get too wrapped up about all the grease because it's loaded with grease in there. So and there's kind of a reason why I'm doing this cleaning right now. It's very, I'm trying to show this as much as possible in real time. And you're going to be doing a lot of this in real time. And it really doesn't, I have a bag of bolts there that I'm going to throw in a ultrasonic. And the ultrasonic works okay. And it's the bulk of the bolts I'm replacing. It is, I'm replacing them with stainless steel. And it just doesn't, I guess just doesn't really make sense for me to do anything other than that. But this cleaner works wonders. And I will show you when I am done. And I'm going to put it on the wire wheel. I'm also going to buff it as well. And that'll take absolutely positively maybe a minute for both. This one has some caked on mud. And okay, here's how they look now. And so let me get on the wire wheel. These are almost as good as new. So there are a couple things that are just so elementary. The first is there's like a set of tools that you really kind of need, and the tools are so basic. I'm going to slide this one out here. And the tools are so basic that it's you really kind of need them, and they are so inexpensive, and the value that you get. The value that you get is so crazy that, like I said, you really need them. The first is a vise. I've mentioned that before. You really need a vise. And the second is, it is nice if you have an air compressor. And I understand that's a big expense, but it can take something that would take you probably an hour to do. It gives you the capacity to do it in like a minute. So I'm very this is the hard one because it is so hard to see it, but you have to kind of lift up. I'm going to throw the nuts on these just so that I don't lose track of them. And again, the things that also go on here are the floorboards and the crash bars. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the transmission. So boy, that is just so hard. And let me set up the transmission and I will be back.